Have you ever heard of the $2.50 gold coin? Most people haven't, but believe it or not, this tiny piece of gold once carried massive value in American history. Today, collectors call it the quarter eagle, and some of these little coins are now worth a fortune.
Download Coin Value Checker and start scanning your coins now.
Let's dive into the story. The quarter eagle was first minted in 1796, right after the US Mint got started. Imagine holding one of those coins. Back then, $2.50 could buy you a nice suit, a fancy dinner, or even weeks of groceries. Over time, these coins were made at several mints: Philadelphia, Charlotte, Dahlonega, New Orleans, San Francisco, and Denver. But here's the catch: they weren't made every year. There were big gaps, like between 1809 and 1820, and again from 1916 to 1924. Production finally ended in 1929, just before the Great Depression. Now, the designs of the quarter eagle are just as fascinating as their history. The first design, called the capped bust, was made from 1796 to 1807. These are insanely rare. Mintages were tiny, and surviving examples can fetch anywhere from tens of thousands to several $100,000. The 1808 version? That's a holy grail coin. One sold for over $3 million. Next up was the classic head, minted between 1834 and 1839. These are more collectible and, compared to the earlier ones, a bit easier on the wallet. Still, rare dates like the 1838 can soar past $100,000 in mint condition. Then came the Liberty head, which ran for almost 70 years, from 1840 to 1907. This is the series you'll see most often if you're just starting to collect. But there's one standout: the 1848 Calories quarter eagle. These were struck from California gold during the gold rush and stamped with the word Cal. That tiny stamp can turn a coin worth a few $100s into one worth $500,000. Finally, the Indian head quarter eagle appeared in 1908. Designed by Bella Lyon Pratt, this coin had an unusual recessed, or ink use, design that people actually hated at first. But over time, it became a favorite among collectors. The key date here is the 1911 D. Even in average condition, it's valuable, but in top shape, it can be worth close to $200,000. So how much are quarter eagles worth in general? Here's a simple breakdown. Early capped busts, $20,000 to nearly $900,000. Classic heads, $500 to $135,000. Liberty heads, from a few $100s to six figures for key dates. Indian heads, the most affordable, starting at just a couple hundred, but top rarities like the 1911 D can reach nearly $200,000. Condition is everything. Most of these coins show wear, dents, or scratches, but uncirculated examples with bright gold luster? Those are the ones that collectors fight for at auctions. And here's the fun part: error coins. Yep, mistakes make money. A 1927 Indian head with a strike-through error once sold for nearly $3,000. Another coin, a 1905 Indian head cent design accidentally struck on quarter eagle gold, sold for over $800. Even odd planchet errors exist, like an 1866 quarter eagle struck on a nickel planchet. Collectors love these oddballs. So, whether you're a serious collector or just someone curious about history, the quarter eagle is a coin worth knowing. From million-dollar rarities to affordable entry-level pieces, this series has it all: history, artistry, and value. If you ever spot a tiny $2.50 gold coin, don't ignore it. That small piece of metal could hold a massive story, and maybe even a massive price tag.